twice a world champion, and again the finish was electric.
The clamour was building for the Prince to cross the Atlantic and showcase his skills to the US fans. And there was a New York fighter who was more than keen to oblige him. Kevin, the flashing Flash Kelly, was an experienced southpaw from Brooklyn.
Says, I am the best featherweight in the world, and I will prove it here. Let's see. Talk is one thing, action's another. What happens when he feels the power and speed of Prince Nassim Hamed's punching? Still just working almost exclusively with jabs, and he does have this way of throwing other punches from crazy angles, particularly that kind of corkscrew type uppercut you saw it attempted there. There's a left hand, that's rocked Badillo. Then a right as well.
That's good stiff right hands going in.
He's picking the punches excellently. Now it looks here as if he's decided that he's going to get the argument finished. No, that's not a knockdown. Huge jab. And now he's going through the razzle-dazzle. He's dancing while they're clinching. Hamed, watch the use of the shoulder.
Again, that right hand working so well, and this is a very confident Hamed.
Well, look at this. I think he's trying to do all this for the Sheffield fans. He's playing to the audience, trying to taunt poor Badillo, who's taking all this. So far, it's basically just been a kind of boxing masterclass, really. This fellow is durable, but even he was wobbled by that. Then a right. Blood coming from his nose. This could be the finish now. They want to stop it. Badillo's corner want to stop it. They've rescued him. They don't want him to take any more of this. And Prince Nassim Hamed retains the WBO Featherweight Championship for the 8th time. Barry McGuigan has just described that performance as brilliant, Naz. Your thoughts about it, please?
Well, I think he's telling the truth. What can I say? It's my 8th defense tonight. I ain't getting beat, basically. And Kevin Kelly's here tonight, and he's seen the skill of the Prince and the strength and the ability and the accuracy and the speed. Oh gosh.
Here is Kevin Kelly. Have a sit down, Kevin. Here you are. Let's have a chat. Let's have a chat. Now then, what have you got to say to him now?
Can I just say, he's right in front of me, and I can honestly tell him that I'm going to knock him spark out. I'm going to knock his spark out.
What are you got to say to that, Kevin?
Relax. Relax, baby.
You relax.
You gonna get knocked out
Let me tell you.
in your hometown.
Naj, you had a great performance.
New York.
You're nice and hyped.
Madison Square
excited,
Garden.
But I'm the real
And
deal.
I can't wait to beat you up.
I'm the real deal. I'm looking
can't
at your
wait.
face, and I'll tell you the face.
Go on. Look
I'm
at me
going
now.
to smoke your boots.
We'll see.
Because I am the best featherweight in the world.
We will see.
Hamed versus Kelly was soon announced for December the 19th, 1997 at the legendary Madison Square Garden, and a huge promotion began to build the Prince's profile in the city that never sleeps. Back home in Yorkshire, Hamed began preparations under the watchful eye of Brendan Ingle. Meanwhile, his face was being illuminated on huge billboards next to Times Square. Naz and his team then set off for New York in early December, and he was lacking none of his usual confidence at the airport.
I'm ready, I'm fit, I'm well, and I'm ready to do the business, you know what I mean? Madison Square Garden going to be ready for us, you know what I mean? Is it big enough? Is it ready for me?
Training camp was originally set up at Chelsea Piers on the west side of Manhattan. The huge complex seemed well adapted for Naz to try his hand at basketball. However, the Prince was less than impressed with its boxing facilities.
Sweat up. You're not working? No, I gotta take it out. Put out. Put out.
Oh, get out. You put 14.
Time. I want to treat some of that. Yeah.
Don't go and ruin it.
I'm not going to ruin nothing.
World champion, come in, I invented training. Full training. Is it?
Cracks had started to appear in the relationship between fighter and trainer, and they resurfaced again in New York, with Hamed clearly not happy with his preparation. Ingle tried to make light of the situation, but the tense atmosphere was there for all to see.
He can be awkward when he wants, you know, he's just been on the pads, he's done about 14 rounds, and now he wants to do 20. What do you want to do 20 rounds for? You're not going to get any fitter at this stage, you know. So on the pads, he's just banged John's hands up and he's just hitting me and I can't hold my hand up now. He's nearly broke my hand.
Brendan returned to Sheffield for a few days to oversee Ryan Rhodes' world title fight, and Naz moved camp to the Blue Velvet Boxing Club near 5th Avenue. The atmosphere seemed much more upbeat, with Naz sparring Derby heavyweight Clifton Mitchell and Brendan's son John overseeing proceedings.
How is he hitting?
Well, he's just done like 12 rounds with me, and he's just done like 7 on the pad straight after. And anybody that's boxed and done pad work to spar and then to do 6 rounds on the pad straight after, you've got to be in good shape to do that.
Does he hurt you?
Yeah, of course it hurts me. It's hard. It's very hard, and people think, oh, he's just saying that because you're his friend or anything. Trust me, it's hard.
There was even time for Daniel Day-Lewis and Barry McGuigan to pop in for a chat and watch the Prince in action. Across town at the renowned Gleason's gym, Kelly was getting in plenty of southpaw sparring, including with a young Zab Judah. The Brooklynite was more than a little miffed that it was Hamed's face, and not his, that was dominating his local subways and sidewalks.
From what I understand, walking the streets of New York City, people hate him because he's arrogant, he's cocky, you know, and he believes that people in New York like a winner. It has nothing to do with a win, it has to do with a person, a personality.
As the build-up continued, relations between the two fighters were spicy.
You ain't Prince Nseem, and after this fight, listen, I'm gonna trying to create a nice job for you putting my posters up with HBO. Believe me, after this fight, right, you'll have a full-time job, forget about boxing. All you have to do is go to Lou DiBella, he'll give you a nice job, promoting my ass in Times Square every time I come in.
So Naz boasted that he would give Kevin a job when he next returned to New York. But was his promotional campaign working? I hit the city streets and found that while the Prince's fame was building...
Do you recognise this guy here, Prince Nseem Hamed?
No.
No?
Not everyone had heard of him.
No, I have no idea who he is.
He's going to conquer America, he tells us.
He tells, well, that's what all boxers do, don't they? Isn't that their job?
What do you think?
Well, I think he's a nice-looking chap.
Does it ring any bells?
Yeah, it's that boxer dude.
Yeah. Prince Nseem Hamed.
Huh?
Take a look up there.
Okay.
Okay, does that ring any bells now?
I know who he is now, yeah.
Oh, that's a real famous wrestler. I forget his name.
He's a boxer, Prince Nseem.
Prince Nseem. Oh yeah, I've seen him in action before. He really got performance.
You're going to be watching him?
I don't know. I don't have the money to buy the tickets. You give me free? You give me free tickets?
Naz had not won over the New York streets yet, but soon they would know his name. Anyone who witnessed that dramatic night in the Garden would always remember the Prince.
Sometimes I feel like throwing my hands up in the air.
New York has a rich boxing history, once known as the fight capital of the world. The city has hosted many of the boxing greats, and soon Naz would have his chance. As fight week came to an end, there was a real anticipation that the Prince would produce something special.
Listen, you don't run and I won't run. We'll come out and have a war in the first round. We got a deal. Don't back up. We got a deal. Let's go.
I think Naz has incredible athletic ability. I think he's got more speed than I've ever seen in a prize fighter.
Well, it's not about beating or winning or losing with this guy. It's about let's see this big show everybody's talking about.
It's great that there's an Englishman and British person going out there and will prove to the Americans not only can he talk, he can fight.
Nseem Hamed has to win, as he says, in style. And what that means, very simply, is knocking Kevin Kelly on his butt, putting him on the garden floor.
Big time boxing! Fight night arrived at the Garden, where a large crowd soon started to gather, and the merchandise stalls were doing a roaring trade. Hamed reached MSG early, but still got a loud reception before he was ushered to his dressing room under the stands. Hamed was supported by a large, boisterous group of fighters from the Winkerbank who were definitely enjoying the occasion. I attempted to interview them, and their leader appeared to be a certain cruiserweight, who I would get better acquainted with over the years.
Let's bring Johnny Nelson in. What's going to happen tonight?
Well, I believe it won't go past 3 rounds. I reckon Naz will do a side of weight and take him out in 1 round.
Ali Hamed.
He's going to get knocked out in a fashion, bruv.
Yeah. Clifton Mitchell.
Hello.
The atmosphere soon began to build, and there was passionate support for both fighters throughout the arena.
If the Prince trained, it'd be different, but he doesn't train. He's going down, down.
I got the Prince because he's real cocky and he can back it up.
We got a little Kevin Kelly fan here. What's going to happen?
My school today. He was in my school, and I know this guy. He's gonna beat the Prince's ass. He's a wise guy.
Back in his dressing room, Naz was enjoying a pre-fight lie-down, trying to stay composed as the huge event drew nearer.
Comfortable, cool, calm and collected. And I'll see after I've knocked him out.
It didn't take long for the famous faces to appear at ringside.
What's going to happen?
Well, he says the third. He always says the third. So, I don't know, though. I think this guy's good. You know, the local boy here.
Think the Americans will take to him here?
Yeah, I think so. He's colourful enough, and he's got enough cheek, and he's got enough of the gab and stuff like this. Yeah, he's big.
How do you think he'll go down here with the Americans?
Well, I think he's going to go down really well, but he's going to have to win this fight. This is not going to be an easy fight. I've watched Kevin Kelly a lot, and he's tough. It takes a lot of courage to come out here with this kind of promotion and fight somebody like Kevin.
What's he got to do to conquer America, to capture the hearts? I mean, he's got to win, hasn't he, this one?
He basically has to do one thing, win, and probably win big.
Soon it was time for Brendan to wrap the Prince's hands, and the Irishman confirmed that the mood was still very jovial in the dressing room.
Well, he's laughing and joking in there, doing a little bit of dancing. You just put the gloves on and test him out. He's hitting very hard.
As the minutes ticked down, Naz said his pre-fight prayer. Then Kelly made his way to the ring, cheered noisily on by his home support.
He is a good puncher, he is very experienced, and he has seen a lot of different styles of different sorts of fighters.
Hamed's theatrical ring walks had been a source of contention in the build-up, with Kelly reportedly negotiating a fine if the Prince took too long. That certainly looked a wise move, as Naz really milked his entrance. But all was not as it seemed. Behind the scenes, a problem with the pyrotechnics was holding everything up, much to Kelly's obvious annoyance. And finally, 5 minutes later, the Prince appeared.
Well, it looks like something out of Hollywood, doesn't it? Never mind New York. Prince Nseem lands in the United States.
All that was left was Michael Buffer's legendary introduction.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Well, this is where all the hoopla has to stop, and Prince Nseem Hamed has to show the Americans what all the fuss is about. Watch for Kelly, maybe, to try to start fast and put the pressure on straight away. Hamed looking as if he relishes the occasion. bound to have been a few butterflies, I think, no matter what he might say.
There's certainly got to be. He's a boxer. Good left hand.
Right hand from Kali on the counter, and Hamid is down for the second time in his career. He left himself open, and this is trouble. He doesn't look seriously hurt, but that has got the crowd on fire here, and most of them, of course, are pro-Kali.
Don't go looking for him, just off your jab. You'll hit him with your bombs, but keep your right hand. All right.
Here's round two. What happens next here? We thought it would be dangerous to underestimate Kali, and we've been proved right. But the last time he was on the floor against Alicia, Hamid came back to win in the second round. Kelly's jab, he's got it working, and he's stepping in, taking the center of the ring, and at the moment, you'd have to say, dictating affairs. There it is again.
Well, that sharp jab of Kali has really got the crowd shouting in. Kelly's got the centre of the ring, behind the jab, dominating at this stage.
And switching it up to number left. He's caught by a right hand, and he touched down again. He touched down again, and that will be another knockdown counted against Prince Naseem Hamed. He's getting caught off balance. He looks all over the place. He looks wide open, Hamed, and he gets into the right counter, and down goes Kali on the far side. It's not counted as a knockdown. Very confusing on the far side from us. Well, he's picking holes in Naseem Hamed here. And you'd have to say at this moment, oh, look at that though! Look at that though! Right hand from Hamed. He's always got the power. And suddenly it's different again. Here's the third round. Oh, he got him with the left hand. He did a bit of a silly dance with the legs there, Hamed. It's an unpalatable truth, but at the moment, Hamed is being outboxed. No question about it. This jab is just knocking his head back. There's a right hand from Hamed. And a very good little short left hand too from Hamed. That was better. Now he's starting to get through.
Bing, bing. He's had his fun now. He's had his fun.
Here's round four. And they're just starting to pick up the tempo, and he's got him there. Hamed could turn this all around yet. That was a heavier shot. Kelly says he's all right, but he's down for the second time, and maybe this is the breakthrough after some very anxious, not to say embarrassing moments for Hamed early on.
But Kelly had to keep it long range, as I said. He's getting involved in a fight. He's closing down, getting close to Hamed, and this is where Hamed can get him with punches.
It's another count. He touched down again. Touched down with a glove. It was a right hand, and Hamed has to take another count. He's not badly hurt, but he keeps touching down because he's off balance with the gloves. Big right, Hamed. And another left hand hook. That might not be the end of it. No. Kelly bounces up. The count is at 6. He's done for the second time in the round. Is he going to make it? No, he doesn't. He's knocked out. It is over. And Prince Naseem Hamed, well, the American dream does take off for him after it looked so dodgy for so long. What an amazing fight that was.
An amazing fight.
I didn't box the way exactly I wanted to box, but at the end of the day, when I come out there, I just wanted a pure fight, and I wanted to win by knocking somebody out that much. And I took him out. I took his power, and he couldn't take mine.
It was just an excellent fight. It was exciting. The crowd loved it, and you know, he proved he gets hit on the chin, he gets caught, but he gets up. That's what champions do. They get up when they get caught, and he managed to do that.
I showed tonight he's not as good as he says he is. He's a good fighter. I give him most due respect. He's champion tonight. Kevin Kelly came. He showed that Hamed is not the fighter everybody says he is, not the Roy Jones.
He takes chances. He puts pressure on himself. He takes risks. That's the way he fights. That's why the crowd buy tickets. That's why they come to see him fight. You never know what's going to happen in a fight.
Is there a bit of relief that you're still the champion after all that?
No relief at all. I knew I was going to win. I knew once I hit him properly, I was going to take him out, and I did so.
3 trips to the canvas was not in the script that the Prince had wanted, but the two featherweights produced an iconic fight that would be remembered for many years to come. That Friday night in the Big Apple belonged to the little man from Sheffield.